Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be how Corey Wayne helped me land a great girlfriend. Well, today I got a success story I'm going to go over with you. This particular guy found me like a lot of guys do, or a lot of people, a lot of y'all watching this found me because there was a breakup or something went sideways with a girl they were dating, and they're trying to figure out what the hell happened. So this particular guy got dumped, went through a period of time of mourning and grief, and then he really goes into detail on what he learned and what was really key for him to not screw up in the same ways that he had screwed up in the past that led to him getting rejected. So it's a pretty detailed email on like some major takeaways, some things that the book really helped him with. So he says, Coach Corey, I want to tell you how applying the principles and how to be a 3% man in your videos have helped me land an amazing girlfriend. I came across your work 2 years ago after a passionate long-distance relationship crashed and burned without any warning. I was dating a beautiful woman for 9 months and things were progressing extremely well. We're both in our early 50s. After spending a wonderful long weekend with her, she told me she needed space. A few weeks later, she dumped me via text message without any explanation. In an attempt to trying to figure out what happened, I came across your videos. By the way, 6 months later, I discovered she was monkey branching back to her ex-boyfriend when we broke up. Aha! Imagine that. Looking back through the lens of a 3% man, I realized the mistakes that I made prior to our breakup. And so after going through the book, obviously light bulbs are going off, and that's typically what happens because guys read that and they go, man, I did all these things. Yep, this girl said all these things. So he says, fast forward to early 2024. I met a beautiful woman that had all of the qualities that I want in a long-term relationship. She is beautiful, confident, sexy, funny, kind, successful, and exudes positive energy. As a result, she gets hit on all the time and has several male orbiters. Our first date went well enough, so we agreed to a second date. For the first 2 months, we had a handful of dates. The dates were fun, we laughed a lot, and I picked up all the signs of attraction. However, in between the dates, she was not very communicative. We would schedule dates, and I wouldn't hear from her for days or once or twice over a 2-week period. This is where I would have failed without 3% man. So what's happening is the kitty cat's backing off a little bit, and that's usually what makes a guy come unglued. So she backs off a little bit, and then he kind of matches and mirrors that. 2 years ago, I would have either over-pursued or got frustrated and given up, most likely both. Instead, I followed your principles. And so here's the key bullet points that really helped him clean up his game and undo all the mistakes that led to getting rejected in the past. The phone is for setting dates. Don't use the phone to get to know each other. During radio silence, don't get butthurt. Yeah, you don't want to get perturbed. And what typically happens, and I've had lots of discussions over the years with the girls in the podcast about this particular topic, and especially when we're talking about other guys and how they react, they're often good 2-3 weeks out of the gate, and then when the girl backs off a little bit or is not as quick to return a text or a phone call as the guy would like, they get upset, they get butthurt. And then from that point on, they just kind of go into a flat spin and they're just not able to pull out of it. And then a few weeks later, they're not even interested in the guy anymore because the dudes display so much unattractive behavior. And so most women have seen this in other men that they've dated. Guys start out great, 2-3 weeks, same thing. They back off a little bit. Maybe they got something to do in the weekend and they can't see the guy, and now he's kind of getting emotionally attached. And then instead of just being easygoing, easy to get along with, the guys get pissed off and they get butthurt and they take it as a personal rejection. And then their behavior changes and their attitude changes. They get angry, they get upset, they get a little controlling. They try to guilt trip her into spending more time with them. And it's really unattractive. So again, he says, during radio silence, don't get butthurt. During radio silence, resist the illusion of action, because us guys, we're driven to succeed, and we feel like we have to take action. We have to do something to fix it. But with women, it's just like a cat. If the cat got tired of you petting it and it stopped purring and it jumped out of your lap, don't take it personally. It just means the cat's going to go do something else. It'll probably be back later. So he says, don't chase. Let her come to me at her pace. He says, this was huge. As you predict in the book and videos, after 2 months, she started to reach out more often. I let her initiate 90% of the texts and phone calls. Our dates and communications became more consistent. The first month, and so this is good, he gives a play-by-play of how many dates he went out with. So the first month, they went on 3 dates, very little calls and texting. So if you think about it, they meet, you're probably calling a few days later, then you set up a date, it's a few days after that. And then it's like once a week after that. You're just trying to take measured steps. No more than 1 date a week until she starts reaching out and she starts texting. So the second month, they had 3 dates. Very little calls or texting. The third month, we had 12 plus dates and meetups. She called and texted daily. And so this is why, I teach guys like, don't be a robot. The book says 6 weeks. She must be in love by week 6 or 7, or else something is wrong. I must fix. So maybe this girl's a little different. Maybe he was doing and saying things when they were getting together on their dates that made him look less attractive, and it got in the way. But the idea is you're just trying to go slightly slower than the woman is. And it's always better if she thinks she's more into you than you are into her. If you call too much, you text too much, then she's going to definitely know that you're way more into her than she's into you. And when that happens, they typically back off. And when they do that, usually is what freaks guys out. As soon as a woman pulls back a little bit, guys just freak out about it. Again, we've discussed this countless times with the girls in the podcasts. After 3 months of dating, she brought up the subject of being exclusive. We decided to be exclusive, and the relationship has continued to progress. She revealed to me that she was being very guarded early on in our dating. Yeah, there you go. Slightly structured, but not to the point where she just absolutely would not call or text or do anything. She was skeptical. She's probably been burned. Obviously, she's an older woman. She's not a younger girl. So she's been burned a bunch. And so she's going slower than normal. And since this guy understood the principles in the book and read it 15 times or more, then he knew not to be a robot and try to imprint a certain number of weeks onto the girl. He's just responding to her behavior and going at her pace. And so her pace was a little slower than normal just because she's older and she's had more bad experiences than a hot younger woman would have had. Again, that's why I say you got to read the book 10 to 15 times to know it backwards and forwards. It's not a inflexible script. It teaches you the principles. It teaches you how women operate, so you know when to match and mirror their actions, when to move forward and when to back off. Primarily because so many guys are hitting on her and most were creepy or too needy. Her male orbiters were taking their shots too. By me not chasing and letting her come to me at her pace, she saw that I was different. I had a purpose, I was secure, and I conveyed confidence. One comment she made was, I'm fine being single. I don't need a relationship to make me happy. I want an equal partner that is the same. Ready, willing, able, and open to dating. As Jim Rohn said, I'll take care of me for you, and you take care of you for me. 2 people come together to share their completeness, not to complete one another. And so that's what this girl is saying. I want a guy who's got his shit together, basically, like I do. Somebody that I can share my completeness with. And he showed up and demonstrated that. I'm attaching a few pictures of us. She's very attractive. She's 8 years younger than me. And I would have totally blown this opportunity if I had not listened to your advice. Well, congratulations, you crazy kids, on your love story. Many future happy endings, I hope, are in both of your futures. So if you guys haven't already signed up for our exclusive members-only content on the website, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the Plans tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and you can sign up for a free trial. And if you choose the annual plan after the free trial, you get a 25% discount for paying up front. You get 6 additional video coaching newsletters like this one that are exclusive for members only. You have the full version of the viewer podcast questions, plus you get the 3% Man and the Mastering Yourself weekly study groups with myself and the girls. And you also get any special videos or interviews that we do, or any kind of mini documentaries as well that are exclusive to the members only. If you would prefer to sign up for members only on YouTube, the link for that is, if you're watching this on YouTube, there is a link underneath the video that'll take you right there to the sign up page. As far as I know, for you, the iPhone users, the join button it's not showing up. I think for Android it does, but some of you guys that are using iPhones, you might have to use a desktop or a laptop computer to actually sign up for the YouTube. But if you click the link that's under the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, it should take you to the page where you can join and sign up on the app. And if not, just use a laptop computer. Again, I've talked to YouTube about it. It says it's a feature they're slowly rolling out, which I think sucks, but it is what it is. And then also, if you would prefer to consume the members only content on Spotify, and the link for that is also in the description below the video if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you got a question or a challenge and you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.